on, but then you went too far. When your ship has sailed and all your dreams are lost, everything is wrong, you feel like it's your fault. Just remember, I will be there for you, baby. Remember, there's nothing out there to get you, don't forget it. When life throws lemons, just hold me. Just hold me. Just hold me. You're stronger now than you ever been. You gotta leave now, it's time to catch the wind. You will climb up high and look through the clouds, and when you're feeling low, I know you'll bounce back. Oh, and just remember, I will be there for you, baby. Remember, there's nothing out there to get you, don't forget it. When life throws lemons, just call me. Just call me. Just call me. Just call me.
After an absolute slugfest last week at Daytona in the Xfinity car, welcome to the regular season finale tonight at Dega. Tony Trapasso up in the booth with you tonight for the ROWDY Energy Circle B Diecast Superspeedway Series, round number 14, the regular season finale. We're cutting heads tonight, deciding who's going to be the final 16, moving on to the first race of the round of 16 back at Daytona next week in the truck. 75% fuel filled tonight. Let's take a quick look at the weather, as that's usually a big factor in these races at Talladega. Relatively cool temperatures. 70-degree ambient air temperature, cloudy skies, 2-mile-an-hour wind, not a big deal there. Track temperature, 95 degrees. Little bit concerning, but not as bad as we have seen in the past. A few new faces joining us tonight, as I'm seeing Bo Condon making his return. Justin Clapper making his debut. Good to see Justin coming over to get some practice for the Thunderclap race next week, which will be here in the trucks on Wednesday night. So Justin taking the advice and coming over and using tonight as a practice session. As hot lap session coming to an end, Logan Rhodes sitting atop the timing and scoring sheets at the end of practice. And if you're new to the Circle B Diecast Superspeedway Series, we do things just a tick different as far as qualifying goes. Looks like Jimmy Green's going to be the first one to roll it. So let's follow along with Jimmy here. And there he is. And I do apologize for what's about to happen, folks, as Trading Paints just decided to update on me. But normally qualifying consists of 2 laps. No, they want to get it out of the way as quickly as possible here in the Rowdy Energy Circle B Diecast Superspeedway Series as hey, Ben White's back too. Very cool. One and done. And it normally takes about a lap and a half to get these trucks wound up to full song with the restrictor plates. So definitely something to be mindful of here tonight as again, we're following along with Green right now. Great run last week for Green. As he goes purple in the second sector, let's see what the first sector is going to do. As he's full chat right now, or is as full chat as you can get with a single solo qualifying lap. Down the backstretch, Josh Carver here, Ryan Decker, Ben White, Bo Condon. So Bo's making his debut as well. You can catch Justin Clapper and Bo Condon with the Thunderclap series every Wednesday night here on ESBN. As we are about to see the time start to come in hot and heavy. Green immediately goes to the top of the pile. Condon coming through the tri-oval right now. Ben White jumps to the top of the pile. Bo Condon slots in third quick. There is White in the bounty truck. Clapper going to roll off provisional P6. Joe Gautier jumps up to fourth quick. Ryan Decker coming out of the tri-oval, racing to, or coming out of turn 4. Looks like new paint scheme for Decker. And across the stripe for the 3. Fourth quick so far. As Josh Carver, last week's winner, going to jump up to second quick. Nick Wing out on track right now. We got a whole slew of drivers that do not have times up yet. As if you're not rolling by now, you're not going to get the lap in. As there is the Purdue Boilermaker himself, Greg McConey, who is still... If you had told me at the start of the season that we would be at the regular season finale and Greg McConey would be winless, I would have told you were full of fecal defecation, shall we say. But, yeah, Marconi, 14 races into this piece already. McConey's still winless, looking to get that monkey off his back tonight. Nice tidy line coming through 3 and 4. And you see he's not deviating too far from the mustard line, that yellow line that signifies where out of bounds is. Now in qualifying, they are allowed to go down there. During the race, not so much. McConey going to slot in P2 as his teammate Nick Wing in the Lumber Liquidators. It's an old onion head paint scheme, isn't it? Wing going to come across and slide in 11th quick. But a ton of drivers here tonight. Good size field. As qualifying getting ready to end here. There are the checkered flag for the qualifying session. Let's take a quick rundown of our starting grid. Ben White setting quick time in his return to the league. He's going to be joined on the front row with Greg McConey. Josh Carver and Dusty Burkhart going to roll off in row number 2. Row 3 sees Logan Rhodes and Ryan Decker. Joe Gautier and Jimmy Green in row number 4. Row 5 sees two of the series debutantes, Justin Clapper and Bo Condon. That is going to be row number 5. Row 6, two guys that are no strangers to the trenches here in the Rowdy Energy Circle B Diecast Superspeedway Series. That's Nick Wing and defending series champion Marcus Adams. Row number 7, Chris Worrell and Michael Anthony. James Lowe and Connor Trafari making his return to the league in row number 8. Row 9 sees Shane Posey and Brandon Wilson. Brian Chu and Adam McKinney in row number 10. Row 11, Tim Henderson and Dave Hoitzma. And Dave, I apologize. I'm probably going to butcher your name all night. Just feel free to give me flack about it in the Discord server after the race is over. Chief Cook and Bottle Washer for the Circle B Diecast Superspeedway Series, Jason Papp, is going to be joined with John LeBombard in row number 12. Row 13 goes to John Christian and Brad Mashburn. Richard Mulligani rolling off shotgun on the field in the 27th starting position. So 27 trucks scheduled to roll off here tonight. 70% fuel fill. And this is the regular season finale, and the points battle coming into tonight, very, very tight. Let me get that pulled back up for my own reference. Right down at the cutoff right now, we are... That's not what I wanted. That's what I wanted. Right down near the cutoff at the 16th spot, John LeBombard in. Michael Anthony not in. Brian Chu on the outside looking in. Mark McFadden, Shane Posey, Zach Borman, Connor Trafari, all needing a win to secure their spot as the field starting to roll here. And there we go. $27 trucks here at Talladega. Again, regular season finale. I want to thank everybody for joining us in the live chat tonight. I see that's starting to get lively already as Chris Worrell doing the obligatory donuts on the infield, as you do. Trying to get some heat in the tires here. Again, relatively cool conditions. Take a quick look one more time. 70-degree air temperature, 96-degree track temperature. Not too bad as we are getting ready to turn them loose. Carver going to have the button. And, Talladega, a little bit of a different beast than Daytona, being as the... Sorry about that. Being as the pit road is... the start-finish line is at the end of pit road, going into turn 1. And so the pace truck makes that lazy left turn down below the mustard line. Carver has the button. Marconi looking for a good finish here tonight. As the field works its way into the tri-oval, the only thing that's left for me to say, folks, is it's time to wipe the visor, adjust the 5-point harness. Grandma, pop some popcorn, because it's time to get it on at Talladega. Race fans,
Green flag.
it's showtime! Decent start, everybody. Minding their P's and Q's on that first lap. Carver and Marconi in lockstep right now. The 69 of Dusty Burkhart and the 3 of Ryan Decker trying to help Marconi get that top side going right now. 3-truck tango at the front of the piece on the top side, and they're stacked about 10 deep on the low side. Carver with the nose out front as they haul it off into turn number 3 and 4 for the first time. Carver has Logan Rhodes in the 14 glued to his tailgate right now as Burkhart trying to shove Marconi to the point, coming through the tri-oval for the first time. Who's going to get that all-important bonus point with tonight being the regular season finale? Across the stripe, give it to Marconi by half a fender. That is an all-important bonus point tonight. And Connor Trafari breaking out the shake and bake paint scheme. As there we can see Trafari in the Toyota this time. That's the time we see him in a Chevy. Carver with the nose out front coming off a 4. Trafari testing the waters on the top side already. Going to slot back in front of the 501 of Brandon Wilson. Marconi going to lead the second lap. And my timing and scoring is going 8. Top side getting a little more organized right now. Carver doing what he can to try to lead a lap after setting quick time in qualifying. Ben White electing to not start tonight. Richard Malagani electing to pit start. And he is in danger of going another lap down before he really gets going here. Current biggest mover, anybody want to take a guess? If you said Jason Papp, you get a cookie. Jason Papp likes climbing through the field. He and Jonathan Christian both up 14 right now. Adam McKinney in the 13 is currently up 13. And Papp goes to the high side, trying to make something happen. He's got the 83 of Shane Posey up there with him. Posey playing the role tonight of the world's fastest hippie. As we are 3 wide coming into the tri-oval for the first time tonight in any organized fashion. Ooh, big wiggle for the 14. Logan Rhodes gets it collected. But that cost Carver a little bit of time as McConey gets the clear and finally drops down to the low side. That's going to give Dusty Burkhart and Ryan Decker a shot at getting some points here. As Papp still working that top side, they're going to need to get this sorted out relatively quickly because that is the lap truck of Richard Malagani. In the distance there, and they are reeling him in hand over fist. About a 20-mile-an-hour difference between the trucks in the draft and Malagani. So this could get very interesting very quickly. Give that lap to Burkhart. And that's going to help his cause to try to get into the round of 16 next week at Daytona. Checking in with series debutantes, Bo Kahn and Dustin Clapper. There they are. There's Condon. And there is Clapper right behind him. still clean and green. Up at the front, though, Jason Papp with a head of steam coming into the tri-oval. Posey shoving the daylights out of an all-important bonus point as Papp going to lead that lap. Papp going to drop down. Decker gets a little bit of a wiggle. Posey going to have to slot back in as they are 4 wide down the backstretch. Malagani following the league rules and staying to the high side, giving plenty of room as Posey going to jump up with the 67 of Cujo himself, Joe Gautier, to try to pick up Malagani. Malagani, though, way off pace, not able to slot in yet. Here comes Decker in the 3 on the top side. Decker with the nose out front coming into the tri-oval. And Decker going to get that all-important bonus point now. As Posey and Gautier still working that top side. That's Decker with Brandon Wilson in the middle lane. Jason Papp on the low side as somebody just got spit out. Looks like Tim Henderson. Not a good time for Tim. What happened there? All right, then. Didn't see what was going on, but we are back live. 9 laps of 90. Posey, Gautier, Papp, Burkhart, Wilson, Decker, Worrell, Marconi, Carver, and Rhodes rounding out your top 10. Again, want to thank everybody for joining us in the live chat right now. Let us know who you're pulling for. Kyle Newkirk pulling for Justin Clapper and Bo Condon. And Ben White having connection issues. Posey now with the nose out front on the low side. Here comes the second lane, led by Papp. Papp going to drop down. As field getting a little discombobulated right now. A lot of trucks on that low side. Top lane not getting as organized as they could be. Right now, Brandon Wilson up 17 from where he started. Papp up 21 from where he started. And they are fast approaching, I believe. That is Henderson. Field starting to get a little single filed out right now. Again, 75% fuel fill tonight. Something to be real mindful of. You are watching the Rowdy Energy Circle B Diecast Superspeedway Series. Round number 14, the regular season finale. As next week we do start the playoffs at Daytona under the lights in the trucks. Wilson getting an all-important bonus point for leading the lap there. As here comes Morrell on the low side. He's got Decker in tow. Wilson jumps up to try to work with his Dudes Racing teammate. That is the 12 of Greg McConey. As Morrell to the front for the first time tonight. Sorry about that, folks. Get a peek behind the curtain. Coming into the night, those who are on the inside making it to the chase. Pull this up because that ain't right. Sorry, somebody's been messing with my settings, and I apologize for not being prepared. Do I have detention? Thank you, sir. Might have another. So coming into tonight, James Lowe safely in on points with a win. Chris Morrell still winless, safely in on points. Jason Papp, 2 wins on the season, coming in tonight in third. Greg McConey sits in fourth, still winless, but should be safe on points. Ed DeBoer in, Carver in, Wing in, defending series champion Marcus Adams in, Ryan Decker currently in, but this is where it starts to get close. Decker's still winless on the season. Gautier with 2 wins in. Brian Tarnowski with a win in. Jimmy Green in. Dusty Burkhart, Brandon Wilson, Adam McKinney, and John LaBombard currently in. Logan Rhodes, Michael Anthony, Brian Chu, Mark McFadden, Shane Posey, Zach Borman, all on the outside looking in and desperately need the win tonight. And here comes Gautier on the top side working with Morrell. The 18 of Brian Chu up into the mix. Morrell and Chu, teammates in Sunday night's ISNF Cup Series. You can see them this week as they go to Richmond. And that will be a 5:30 Eastern Time start for that one on Sunday. Part of the quadruple header that starts at 3:30 Eastern with the IF1 or IFL IF1 series. Say that 5 times fast. As they go to the German Grand Prix at Hockenheim. 3:30 Eastern Time start on that one. Then ISNF is at Richmond. That'll be a 5:30 Eastern Time start on that one. And we have the Fired Up Esports League on Sunday. And the nightcap, of course, being Sunday Night NASCAR. Whole slew of racing. We've got 3 tonight for you. And right now, you are watching the Rowdy Energy Circle B Diecast Superspeedway Series. Round number... Round number 13, and I do apologize for calling it round number 14. Round number 13 here at Talladega. Coming up in just a little bit here is going to be the Kool-Aid Monster Next Gen Cup Series. Round 13 at Michigan. As Worrell showing the way right now in that Balls Energy number 6. Currently up 12 from where he started. His teammate Brian Chu in the Double Mint 18. Anybody want to take a guess who Brian Chu's favorite driver is? If he said himself, you win a cookie. No, I'm kidding. But Chu is going to lead a lap there. All-important bonus point, trying to cement his way into a playoff situation. As we're working lap 19 of 90 here tonight from Talladega. One thing to be mindful of is field's starting to get a little single filed out on that bottom lane. That's usually the tattletale that we are going to see green flag pit stops relatively quickly. Sometime within the next 5 laps, expect to see guys peeling off to get fuel. And we've already proven you can go 90 laps on a set of tires. So tires should not be a factor here tonight. Again, if you're under caution, yeah, you'd probably take tires just because. But you can go 100 laps here on tires, in the trucks anyways. Worrell, Marconi, Chu, Lowe, Gautier, Decker, Papp, Wing, Posey, and Brandon Wilson rounding out your top 10 right now. Good to see a large field here for this regular season finale. As Connor Trafari trying to slot in. He's going to follow Wilson down onto the low lane. Dusty Burkhart saw him coming, gave him plenty of room. Marconi and Chu in lockstep right now on the low side. It's Chu on the top side, and he has the 99 of James Lowe up there with him. Worrell and Marconi on the low side. As here comes the 90 of Nick Wing as well. Michael Anthony trying to make some headway, thinking about making it a third lane. Thinks better of it. As Anthony does have Marcus Adams with him. As Chu going to drop down in front of Worrell. Relatively quiet here as we are going to take a quick break, go side by side, and we'll be right back after these words.
Drivers that took time, all of them within 3.5 tenths of each other tonight is going to be a very closely competitive race.
As the field worked its way out of the 3-4 complex, the only thing that's left to say is wipe the visor, adjust the 5-point safety harness, because race fans, it's showtime!
Some amazing looking cars already. Green flag will fly.
Oh, they're wrecking! Well, one thing that you're going to see at this track that we haven't seen the last few weeks is a surface that's multi-group. I think this is the first multi-group surface we're going to have.
After an amazing race at Daytona, we now come to the West Coast and Auto Club Speedway in Fontana, California for the second round of the Way She Goes Racing League Cup Series. And we are back live at Talladega, round number 13 of the Rowdy Energy Circle B Diecast Superspeedway Series. As you were watching side by side as we had green flag pit stops taking place, Rhodes and company, the last handful of trucks to bring them down pit side. And it's gonna cost them. As there is your new race leader, Connor Trafari, in the 49 or 48. And that is an angry group of trucks back there. 3 and 4 wide as the guys coming out of pit road trying to merge. Good grief. Heads up driving from everybody to avoid calamity back there. And surprise, surprise, surprise. Looks like everybody took 4 in fuel? Wow, that's surprising. Looks like they want the extra grip factor of fresher tires. As Jason Papp now back to the point up at the front of this piece. Brian Chu getting shuffled out on the top side. Chris Worrell in the middle lane with a good head of steam right now. He's got Nick Wing and Greg McConey up there for help. Down on the low side, Jason Papp working with Connor Trafari. As Papp jumps up to pick up Worrell, Nick Wing in the 90 jumping out to make sure that he doesn't get into Worrell, because you never want to be the guy trying to push the pusher. Doesn't work too well. Shane Posey trying to make some headway. Posey driving the 83 tonight. Very colorful beast. As we're going to take a good quick look at that one. As we go on board. This is what Brian Chu is seeing. See that wild paint scheme on Posey's truck. I wondered why we were calling him the world's fastest hippie. That's why. Oh, hang on to her, son. Posey's still fighting it. Gonna get it collected back up. Let's take a quick look at that one. There's Posey. And between the exit of 4 and the exit of 2, all hell is about to break loose for Shane Posey. Watch the birdie now. As soon as he goes to the low side, which I think I went a lap too far back, so we are going to go back live. There's Posey working the inside of the 99 of James Lowe. Nick Wing up to the front of this piece. First time in the Lumber Liquidators number 90 to the point. Going to drop down and pick up Pap on the low side. Worrell now with a head of steam, getting pushed by Ryan Decker. Wing fighting for his playoff life right now. Coming through the trial with a good head of steam. Give the lap to Wing. Speaking of guys with a good head of steam, checking in with series debutant Justin Clapper. Fourth truck in line on the top side. Having a good solid run so far. As we have two distinct packs forming. We've got this 14 truck breakaway at the front of this piece, and then you're a full 8 seconds back to this second group being led by Joe Gautier with Adam McKinney, Dusty Burkhart, Greg McConey, Bo Condon, Dave Hoytsma, Marcus Adams, and John LaBombard. Brad Mashburn doing what he can to try to hang on to this little tango here. But that second group starting to chip into the gap to the front pack, but they're going to have to get more organized than they are. As I believe that was John Christian getting spit out. Or not. of McKinney doing what he can to try to push Gautier, as the 16 of Condon trying to push McConey right now. We have the 31 of defending series champion Marcus Adams up there for some help. But that second group, it would behoove them to get single file, as the front group still runs too wide, not quite as organized as they could be. We've seen it time and time again, though, knowing that all you need is 3 trucks organized that are willing to work with each other, and they can run down the field. Boy, Wing gets spit out coming through the tri-oval. It's going to lose him that front pack draft if he's not careful. Luckily, he's got Michael Anthony back there for support. As Jimmy Green going to drop down to let Wing and Anthony try to pick up some draft there. That's going to hand the lead of the race over to this man. Driving that Ghost Energy number 3. That is Ryan Decker. And it's Ghost Energy against Balls Energy. Decker on the low side, Worrell on the top side. Give the lap to Worrell. And we're going to go on board, as I was able to get a GoPro on Jason Papp's helmet before we went live, because it's always fun to see what Jason does behind the wheel. want to thank everybody for joining us in the live chat. If you haven't done so already, hit that subscribe button, turn on bell notifications so you don't miss a single moment of action here on the Esports Broadcasting Network. As we've got a couple races firing off tonight. Currently going on right now, the KMM New Gen Cup Series, round 13 at Michigan. Going on the sister broadcast right now. Open up a new tab if you'd like to see that one. And then Sunday we've got the quadruple header this coming Sunday. And I do apologize, that is actually Tony Burleson in the 16, not Bo Condon. Just received word on that one. Subbing for Bo Condon. And there is Burleson in the 16 there in that second group, consisting of Greg McConey, Joe Gautier, Adam McKinney, and my timing is scoring just went haywire. We've got Dusty Burkhardt, Dave Huxma, Marcus Adams, John LeBombard with them, as well as Brad Mashburn. Again, Anthony Burleson in that truck, so good on you, sir. And if it's your first time seeing the ROWDY Energy Circuit B Diecast Superspeedway series, and you like what you're seeing, give this video a thumbs up because they do this every week. And it's a very similar situation for those of you who do follow the Thunderclap Racing series that we broadcast on Wednesday nights. They change vehicles every week. They rotate between normally the ARCA car, the Xfinity car, the Cup car, the next-gen Cup car, and the truck. With one special race early this season, we did do the 87 Cup cars, and everybody said they had a blast doing that as the lead starting to heat up between Posey and Worrell up at the front of this piece. But and they change back and forth between Talladega and Daytona each week. Last week we were at Daytona under the lights, or during the day, I'm sorry, in the Xfinity car. Today we're at Talladega in the trucks. Next week we'll be back in the trucks at Daytona under the lights for round one of the ROWDY Energy Circuit B Diecast Superspeedway Series playoffs. 16 trucks slated to make it into that one. A couple drivers in must-win situations tonight. One of them not in dire straits is the man showing the way. That is Shane Posey. Ryan Decker currently safely in on points, but he would love to get that monkey off his back as he's coming into tonight winless. As let's take a quick look at Decker there, as he has series debutant Justin Clapper right there with him. If you want some excitement on a Wednesday night, Justin Clapper, chief cook and bottle washer of the Thunderclap Racing Series, consisting of quite a number of real-world professionals in the racing industry, working for the wheel and tire suppliers, working for the race shops. There are shock builders, there are body hangers, there are paint and body men, there are chassis fabricators, all running in that series on a Wednesday night as a way to kind of blow off steam from the very hectic work week and weekends, because a lot of those guys also go over the wall. So again, if you're looking for some fun on a Wednesday night, Thunderclap Racing series, or Thunderclap iRacing series. And again, they do something very similar to what we see here week in and week out on a Wednesday or on a Friday night with the Rowdy Energy Circle B Diecast Superspeedway series, as both series do swap cars. Now, the Thunderclap series throws another little wrinkle into it. It's not just Superspeedways. They follow the NASCAR schedule, changing car each week. As it's getting near that time again, we're getting ready to see some green flag pit stops. And the tattletale is everybody's getting single filed out. Now the question is, who's going to be the first group to blink? Posey and company stay out one more time. Clapper doing what he can to try to stay in the draft of Posey and Decker. James Lowe up into the number 4 spot. Brian Chu currently sitting in 5th. Connor Trafari is up 10 in 6th. Chris Morel is up 6 in 7th. Jason Papp up 15th in 8th. And 9th going to Brandon Wilson. 10th belonging to Logan Rhodes. Josh Carver, Jimmy Green, Nick Wing, and Michael Anthony rounding out this lead pack that we see up at the front here. And you can see that second group starting to reel them in ever so slightly. The second group being led by Greg McConey. As once they got single filed out, they started to reel in that front group, and it was a 6.5 second deficit, now down to just under 5 seconds. So they are chipping away at it. Working lap 44 of 90, just shy of the halfway mark right now. There's Posey and company on the low side. Looks like nobody peeling off to go pit side yet, at least not from the front group. Looks like nobody from the second group either. One retirement due to connection issues to speak of. That is Ben White in the 50. Richard Malagani has decided to put it on the hauler. Tim Henderson currently a couple laps down. Looks like 2 laps down. Brad Mashburn is 1 lap down. John Christian is 1 lap down in 23rd. 22 trucks still on the lead lap here. And that's all you need to have a shot at it. As here we go. Pit stops starting to take place. That's Posey, Decker, Clapp, Worrell, Lowe, and Wing all peeling off. And that second group behind them led by Greg McConey. As he's got Gautier, McKinney, Burleson, and Hoytsma with him. He's going to hand the lead of the race over to the 18 of Brian Chu. Chu, Trafari, Papp, Wilson, Rhodes, Carver, and Green and Anthony. As they start to peel off here, Papp electing to stay out with Brandon Wilson. 14 of Logan Rhodes and the 33 of Josh Carver and the 23 of Jimmy Green all staying out. Five trucks in a little bit of a jumbled mess right now. Working lap 47 of 90 here at Talladega. Round number 13, the regular season finale for the Rowdy Energy Circle B Diecast Superspeedway Series. Tony Trapasso up in the booth with you tonight on the Esports Broadcasting Network as Pap and Wilson peel off. Hands the lead of the race over to Logan Rhodes in the 14. As that is Burleson directly in front of your race leader. No real drafting help to speak of for the 16 right now. You got to wonder how much longer can Rhodes, Carver, and Green stay out. And the answer would be none, as they all bring it pit side right this time. Ryan Decker back to the point. Effective race lead right here. That is Decker on the low side, Worrell on the top side. Posey working with Decker right now. Justin Clapper on the low side to help. Top side consists of Chris Worrell and James Lowe. As effective race lead working its way into the tri-oval right now. Rhodes, Carver, and Green just coming out of the pits. They've got to stay below the mustard line until they get to the exit of 2. There they are on the apron. And they are going to get swallowed up here. Contact. 14 of Rhodes, CFG into Justin Clapper's 63. Just ever so slightly. You see a little bit of a wow in the door on the 63. 14 not wanting to be passed. Unfortunately, he got into Clapper as he was trying to come out of pit road. But Decker to the point, going to jump up to the top side. Decker dropping back here. As that's Posey on the low side now with Clapper pushing him. And when I say push, I mean push. I don't think you can fit a piece of paper between those two trucks right now. Worrell with a head of steam on the top side to the stripe. Give it to Worrell. Posey, Worrell, Clapper, Lowe, Chu, Pap, Trafari, Wilson, Decker, and Anthony rounding out your top 10. Logan Rhodes, Josh Carver, and Jimmy Green rounding out this lead pack of cars. And then you are 11.5 seconds back to that second group led by this man, Adam McKinney, as he's got Greg McConey in lockstep with him. That's McKinney, McConey, Hoitzma, Burleson, Wing, Adams, Gautier, Burkhart. And I take that back. Burkhart is actually another 14 seconds back off of this pack. You guys are 11.5 seconds off that lead group. Being led by that man, Brian Chu, getting the daylight shoved out of him by Jason Papp. Papp up 21 from where he started, has led a couple laps here tonight. 3 wide, Brian Chu in the sucker hole. Gonna hemorrhage a couple of spots here. Jason Papp to the point. As the world's fastest hippie, Shane Posey, getting a good shove from Justin Clapper on the low side. Clapper flirting with that apron, though. It's a sea of Toyotas and Chevys at the front of this piece. The highest running Ford right now belongs to the 33. That is Josh Carver. Currently sitting in the number 12 spot. And of the 11 trucks in front of them, 5 are Toyota and 6 are Chevys. One of the said Chevys belonging to that man in the Camping World number 1. That is the ace of the number 1 himself, Jason Papp. Papp safely into the playoff situation as he does have a couple of wins on the season. Back up the view just a little bit. James Lowe back there a little bit. Has Connor Trifari with him. As is Posey, Clapper, Worrell, Chu, Papp, Wilson, Lowe, Trifari, Decker, and Anthony rounding out your top 10. We are going to step away, pay some more bills, and be right back after this.
Drivers that took time, all of them within 3.5 tenths of each other tonight is going to be a very closely competitive race.
As the field works its way out of the 3-4 complex, the only thing that's left to say is wipe the visor, adjust the 5-point safety harness, because race fans, it's showtime!
Amazing looking cars already. Green flag will fly.
Oh, they're wrecking! Well, one thing that you're going to see at this track that we haven't seen the last few weeks is a surface that's multi-group. I think this is the first multi-group surface we're going to have.
After an amazing race at Daytona, we now come to the left coast and Auto Club Speedway in Fontana, California for the second round of the Way She Goes Racing League Cup Series. And we are back at Talladega, riding on board right now with the 63 of Clapper as he's working that low side right now. Posey, Worrell, Chu, Pap, Clapper, Wilson, Trafari, Decker, Lowe, and Anthony. Your top 10 right now as we're working lap 59 of 90 here. Round number 13 of the Circle B Diecast Rowdy Energy Superspeedway Series. Coach Basso up in the booth with you for this one. Is Brian Chu with a good head of steam. We saw him getting bump drafted by Jason Papp during that break. And there's two ways to draft here in the trucks. Way number one is to push the aero bubble that the truck in front of you is creating. And it can get a little sketchy at times. The other way is to drive through the bubble and actually push the lead truck. Whatever you do, you don't want to be pushing the pusher because that just creates a bad situation. But if you can break through the bubble and push the truck, you will get a good boost of speed. The only problem is the truck that's doing the pushing has about a lap and a half before that engine starts to get into the red as far as temperatures. Let's check back with that second group being led by Adam McKinney right now. Marconi right there with Dave Hoytsma, Anthony Burleson, Nick Wing, Marcus Adams, and Joe Gautier. As they have already chipped in about 3 seconds out of that lead of the group, lead group. It was north of 13 seconds, or 11 seconds anyways. But McKinney pulling these guys forward as they're pretty well organized right now. And you can see that that second group still not in sight of the lead group right now. Brian Chu showing the way in the middle lane. We got a three-wide situation starting to form at the front of this piece. That's Chivy Green leading the topside charge. As he has a 33 of Josh Carver up there with him. And here we go. Worrell just peeling off to try to get some cool air to the radiator on the 6th. Oy, Posey a little bit sideways coming through the tri-oval. Clapper wisely backing out of it. That's going to let Pap and Chu drop down in front of them. It's going to leave the 501 of Brandon Wilson and the 3 of Ryan Decker. Two strong runners for Dudes Racing right now in that middle lane. As Green and Carver not able to make it happen on the top side, wisely falling back in line. The good news is cavalry's coming as Logan Rhodes trying to catch his teammates there. Wilson, though, with a good head of steam coming off of 4, getting a real strong shove from the 3 of Decker. Give the lap to Wilson. Oy. Justin Clapper drops down in front of Brian Chu as they work their way off of turn number 2 down the backstretch here at Talladega. Rodney, you are correct. That second pack is reeling in the lead group as now the battle box here. Just under 6.5 seconds from McKinney to LeBombard. As John LeBombard is being scored as the last car on the lead lap. No, I'm sorry. He's the tail end of that front group. Doing some yeoman's work right now, trying to drive that second group forward. 13 McKinney, McConey, Hoytsma, Burleson, Wing, Adams, and Gautier all right there in lockstep, trying to do what they can to try to reel in that front pack, and that's going to cost them some time. As that gap is now steadily growing up at the front of this piece. As we are getting close to that 22 lap mark, which is about 22 to 25 laps is all you're able to get out of a tank of fuel here. So it's time for good news, bad news. And you can take this news however you want to take it. You can't make it from here. But you are going to need to come down for another green flag pit stop. As Brandon Wilson showing the way with Ryan Decker in tow at the front of this piece. Series debutant Justin Clapper currently sitting in the number 3 slot as Worrell and Lowe try to make something happen on the top side to get to the front of this piece. They haul it off into turn number 3 at 190 miles an hour. One of the strongest runs we've seen out of Brandon Wilson all season long. Both he and Decker looking to get the monkeys off their back, as the saying goes. Same goes for Worrell. Lowe has a couple of wins on the season. Worrell winless coming into tonight. Wilson winless. And Decker winless coming into tonight. And if you had told me that going into this season, that those 3 guys would be winless, I would have told you were full of baloney. As they hang Michael Anthony out to dry on the top side. Oi! As green flag pit stops taking place, Anthony was trying to get down. The only problem was Clapper was there. As Clapper with a little bit of nose damage. Looks like no harm, no foul on that one. As McConey going to lead some of that second group onto pit road here. Meanwhile, still at full song at the front of this piece. That is the 501 of Brandon Wilson. as here comes the second group. Which hands the lead of the race back over to that Camping World ace of Jason Papp. Rev Racing's Josh Carver, your highest running Ford right now in the field. Not a lot of Fords to speak of. Christian LeBombard and McConey, the only other Fords here tonight. So only 4 Fords, as that contingent not as organized as you would think they would be. Across the board anyways. Jason Papp and company doing what they can to try to work their way around the lap trucks. That's a little group led by McConey in the 12. Nick Wing a little tail happy as he comes out of pit road. Going to jump up to pick up his teammates there. Right now, Jason Papp needs to figure out a way to get to the low side. And here comes Papp and company. The last ones to peel off. So effective race lead belongs to that man in the 8. That is Michael Anthony. 20 to go here in the Rowdy Energy Circle B Diecast Superspeedway Series. Pass a look at the booth with you tonight. So time for some good news, bad news. Good news. If you're pitting now, you should be able to make it from here. Bad news. If we go into overtime, you might be screwed. As there's Carver coming out of the pits as with a full head of steam. James Lowe going to get the lead back. Lowe with a couple of wins on the season. Worrell a year ago needed to win to get in. I'm sorry, it was Lowe that needed to win to get in. And Worrell helped push him to a race, the victory in the season finale to make sure he made it into the playoffs. Is Lowe willing to return the favor tonight? We shall find out. Series debutant Justin Clapper sitting in third. Very strong run out of Clapper, which the New Jersey native currently there we are. The New Jersey native currently working for the tire and wheel supplier for NASCAR's top 3 divisions. Not uncommon to see him going over the wall on a Friday, Saturday, or Sunday. But tonight he is with us here.
Yellow, yellow, yellow.
Oh, no. Oh, shoot. Something happened with 13. Oi! Right, you and Dusty Burke are getting into it. That was Adam McKinney going for a ride. Marcus Adams catching a piece of it. Anthony Burleson catching a race truck to the face. Brian Chu goes over. This is what Chu saw as he gets into the 69. And sticks the landing. And Anthony Burleson has hand grenaded the engine in the 16. That truck is not under its own power. Locks it down, and we are now back live. This is exactly what that second group needed. Is I dare say we're going to see wholesale pit stops and foreign fuel for everybody as Clapper elects to stay out. As does Ryan Decker, Shane Posey, Brandon Wilson, Jason Papp, and Joe Gautier in the 67. Now those guys electing to stay out. So yeah, come on, Caitlin, stop doing that. No, we've been having an issue as of late. Those of you who know what I'm talking about know what I'm talking about. I deleted over 100 of those last night. But Justin Clapper showing the way right now. Doing what he can to try to conserve a little bit of fuel here under pacing. Decker doing the same thing. Currently 15 laps to go here from Talladega. You are watching the Esports Broadcasting Network as we will probably present round number 13 of the Rowdy Energy Circle B Diecast Superspeedway Series. Regular season finale. So tonight is going to be the deciding factor of who makes it into the round of 16 for the playoffs and who are going to be classified as also-rans. As McConey and Wing coming into pit road there. So this definitely helping the second group as the lights go out on that Chevy Silverado pace truck, the official pace truck of iRacing. Clapper doing his best impersonation of Tony Stewart. Hopefully he doesn't do a Juan Pablo Montoya. And for those of you who know what I'm talking about, you know what I'm talking about. Best line ever from probably one of the best stock car movies ever made. Well, we're still under the caution. Why don't you go out there and hit the pace car? Hit the pace car. Hit the pace car. What for? You hit every other damn thing out there. I want you to be perfect. But yeah, Clapper just playing with the pace truck right now. As we get ready to turn them back loose here. Clapper, Decker, Posey, Wilson, Papp, Gautier, Lowe, Hoytsma, Rhodes, And Jimmy Green back into the top 10. Josh Carver, Michael Anthony, Connor Trafari, Chris Worrell, Greg McConey, Nick Wing, and John LeBombard rounding out your lead lap trucks. Brad Mashburn and John Christian. Both a couple laps down in 18th and 19th. And Anthony Burleson driving the 16 for Bo Condon tonight. Now back out of the pits. We still have some trucks still on pit road. It's Adam McKinney, Marcus Adams, and Dusty Burkhart, as all three of those drivers have been on pit road north of 6 minutes. As the pace truck peels it on off, Clapper gonna have the trigger as the field works its way into the tri-oval and now into the Geico restart zone. Green flag is in the air, and we are back underway here at Talladega. Clapper getting a good shove from Posey on the low side. Brandon Wilson working with Ryan Decker, teammates on the high side, and here comes Gautier thinking about making it a third lane. We know James Lowe in the 99's no stranger to going topside if he needs to. As here comes the topside charge. It's Michael Anthony, Chris Worrell leading that charge. Wilson playing duck and peek around Ryan Decker's number 3. As Posey has been glued to the tailgate of Justin Clapper for the last lap. Now the question is, did Decker and Clapper save enough? Because right now, for their respective lanes, all they are fuel pigs. They're punching the hole in the air, they're using the most fuel, and I can guarantee you both of them have their right foot through the floorboard. Clapper sideways. We're 5 wide down the backstretch. That could have ended a whole lot more poorly than it did. As Posey got into Clapper a little bit off center. That's going to let Michael Anthony lead the low side as he drops down in front of Ryan Decker. Decker going to move up to the second lane to pick up Jason Papp. As now we are 3 wide. Give the lap to Anthony. Worrell and Decker running the top side. And I don't care if we're at Talladega or not. Worst thing you can hear your drivers or your spotter say is, Jason, oi!
Yellow flag is out.
And there's the big one. Papp gets up into the 99. That sends Decker into Worrell. Let's take a quick look at that one again here. This is what the blimp saw. Here you see, oi. Going to go on board. Christian, just give me 1 second, folks. So let's take a quick look at what happened here with John Christian. Or not? Well, that was carnage. Go back live here. That just took out half the field. Michael Anthony escapes doom. Logan Rhodes okay for right now. Jimmy Green, Josh Carver, Greg McConey, Nick Wing, John LeBombard, and Connor Trafari rounding out the cars that did not have to come down pit side. As we should have about a 5-lap dash for all the cash. As that was certainly ugly with a capital UG. Decker involved, Gautier, Clapper, Worrell, Papp, Lowe, Hoytsma. All catching a piece of that one. As did the 69 of Dusty Burkhart. And it looks like Lowe and Hoytsma have both decided to just put it on the hauler. Calling it a night. Well, the good news for James Lowe is he's already safely in to the playoff scenario starting next week at Daytona, back in the trucks, but we are going to be under the lights. 8:20 Eastern Time start for that one next week. This week, Michael Anthony currently showing the way. We do need to thank the series sponsors, ROWDY Energy, Circle B Diecast, Midwest Motor Customs, iRacing, iFlags, and Buttkicker. And I'll tell you right now, if you're an iRacer and you don't own a Buttkicker, you should be kicking your own butt, because it's the best way to really bring the immersion into your game. And if you're using VR and not using a Buttkicker, are you crazy? What's wrong with you? Why do you not have a Buttkicker? And I'm going to stop before I get angry. Michael Anthony gonna have the button as the lights go out on the Chevy Silverado pace truck, the official pace truck of iRacing. Looks like everybody out of the pits so far, or at least those that are going to be able to survive that melee. Again, about half the field catching a piece on that last little oops there. That unfortunately saw Jason Papp get up into James Lowe, and they were at the front of the field, and everybody else had absolutely nowhere to go. So we are going to restart with 7 to go here at Talladega, round number 13, the regular season finale for the ROWDY Energy Circle B Diecast Superspeedway Series. Tony Shabazz up in the booth with you. And if you haven't done so already, hit that subscribe button and turn on bell notifications so you don't miss a single moment of action at all this week on the Esports Broadcasting Network family of broadcasts. Doubleheader tonight with this race, and going on simultaneously we have the KMM New Gen Cup Series going on. And then Sunday we have a quadruple header in store for you, kicking off at 3:30 Eastern Time with the IFL IF1 Series German Grand Prix from Hockenheim. The ISNF Cup Series at 5:30. a 7:30 start for the fired up Esports League, and the nightcap will be Sunday night NASCAR at 8:20 Eastern. So a quadruple header on tap on Sunday. So if you leave Sunday and go, I didn't get enough iRacing in my diet,
Green flag, green flag.
something is seriously wrong with you. And you're not watching us if that's the case. But Logan Rhodes working the top side right now with Carver in tow. Michael Anthony trying to get something happening on the bottom side. The only problem is that is Rhodes and Carver's teammate behind him, so no help right now for Michael Anthony. Those Rev Racing drivers working together. That's going to open up the top side for Nick Wing, though. Wing with a good head of steam. He's got Connor Trafari pushing on him. Trafari, we know, is no stranger to winning here in the Circle B Diecast Superspeedway Series. Wing now is going to drop down in front of the 14. 5 to go. And we're going into overtime. Or are we? No, we're not. Everybody collected those back up. And that broke things up just a little bit. As now you've got Wing, Posey, and Wilson running at the front. The 95 of LaBombard there. This is one of the best finishes we've seen in quite a while out of the 95. As a matter of fact, I think it's one of the only finishes we've seen out of the 95 in a long time. John LaBombard catching up with other people's dumpster fires normally. 5 to go this time across the stripe. I got a little excited there. As Wing shows the way, little bit of separation from Greg McConey in 5th, who is the caboose in this freight train up at the front of this piece. LaBombard goes to the top side. The question is, where's McConey going to go with a head of steam? Wing jumps up to pick up McConey. Tried to get back down in front of Posey. Could not do it. As McConey pushing the daylights out of his teammate. Both those drivers looking to get the monkey off their back this season. On the top side anyways. As Posey does have a win so far. Coming to the stripe, 4 to go this time. Nick Wing shows the way. McConey looks to make it 3 wide. Thinks better of it. Wing's going to drop down in front of Posey. This is going to give McConey the best shot he's going to have. And here comes Carver. Carver with the 23 of green. LaBombard goes up as McConey does as well. This is your battle for supremacy here at Talladega. Round number 13 in the Circle B Diecast Rowdy Energy Superspeedway Series. 3 wide coming out of the tri-oval. Carver and Green just barely get the clear on Nick Wing. Wing's going to cross him over. They're going to drop down in front of Posey. And that's going to lead those 2 dudes racing drivers with Michael Anthony from Balls Out Racing on the top side. Wing with a good head of steam in that Toyota. These guys are putting a lot of faith in netcode right now. Carver looking to go back to back. Wing, though, looking to get the monkey off his back. Popsicle sticks in the air. 2 more laps to go. Wing a little bit sideways. It's going to let Anthony get a run. They're 4 wide going into turn number 1. Nick Wing in the sucker hole right now, trying to hold everything together. He's got his two Dudes Racing teammates lined up stem to stern in that middle lane. And they're going to have to get this figured out very quickly, as they've got some lap trucks that they are reeling in hand over fist right now. Lap trucks doing everything they can to stay out of the way. Wing and McConey get the clear. They drop down in front of Carver. Posey's going to have to help Brandon Wilson if he's got any chance of helping himself. And his white flag going to be in the air. One more lap to go. Can Nick Wing hang on for his first win of the season? Can Greg McConey make something happen to get his first win of the season? Or is somebody going to throw a snooker move? We're about to find out as we are racing back to checkers. Wing in command on the low side. Wilson with Posey on the top side. Down the backstretch they come, still in lockstep. Wilson and Wing drag race into turn number 3. McConey doing everything he can to try to help Wilson. They scatter. That's just going to hurt Wilson as Posey. What happened to Wing? Wing got shuffled out to 3 wide coming into the tri-oval. Contact. Coming to the stripe. Give it to Marconi. Let's watch that last lap one more time. This is them taking the white flag. Posey gets into the 23 right about here. I'm sorry, it was going into 3. Guys are sideways, scattering around the track. McConey was shoving Wing. Wing got a little bit loose. Looks like somebody got into the 501 and coming to the stripe just that close. Greg McConey coming home with the victory. Wing and company, though. Boy. Greg McConey, Michael Anthony, and Jimmy Green, your podium. Nick Wing coming home in 4th. Shane Posey hangs on for 5th. John LeBombard in 6th. Brandon Wilson 7th. Josh Carver in 8th. Brad Mashburn 9th. And Connor Trafari rounding out your top 10. Of your lead lap cars, we can add on Logan Rhodes, Justin Clapper, Jason Papp, and Chris Worrell. Ryan Decker being shown as the first car, 1 or more laps down. As we are going to reach out now to the driver of the Purdue Boilermakers, number 12, and the man who finally, after 12 consecutive tries this season, finally gets the monkey off his back. Congratulations, Greg McConey.
Woo! Burn it down.
Now, was the game plan, until Nick Wing got sideways coming off of 4, was the game plan to help him?
Yeah, the game plan was I'm going to push Nick until I was talking with him. I was like, all right, one of us is going to win this, either Brandon, myself, or Nick. And I said, I don't care what we do. Don't wreck each other and make sure we get across the line 1, 2, 3. So my plan coming out of 4 was to push Nick. I got into him a little bit, but I kind of got tapped at the same time. We were tight. It was close racing. I feel so bad. I wanted to push him further. I wanted to get him clear of Brandon and then try and pull Brandon back up so we would go 1, 2, 3. But I got him a little bit off the right side, I guess. And we I hate to see that happen. I tried to give him room. I was telling Brandon we're tight 3 wide. And then he had it. He had it saved. We were doing great. And then it turned into that mayhem behind of guys trying to get there and just super tight 3 wide. I don't know if we hit 4 wide or not, but that was just so close.
Twice.
We did. All right.
Twice.
I got hit a few times there. How I was able to save this truck tonight, I still don't even know after everything that happened. But yeah, I'll take it. That's a win, finally.
Yeah, absolutely. And I had mentioned during the pre-race that if you had told me at the start of the season that some of the names that we're usually seeing at the front of the field would be winless on the season, I would have told you were full of baloney. But, Greg, what does this win mean to you now that you cemented your way into the round of 16 next week at Daytona?
It's a little bit of weight off my back with all of the I forget what it is. I think we go in with 20 points per win. So that certainly helps a lot. Kind of gives me a little more freedom to go race and do what I got to do, especially after all the mayhem that I went through this season. I think I've only got maybe 5 top 10s and I think 3 top 5s, including this. But no, I'll take it. This win is huge. Good swing of momentum going into the first round. Like I said, I wish it was momentum with Brandon and Wing and Decker, but I hate seeing those guys get caught off at the end there. But we showed we were strong here tonight. We're gonna go into the round of 16 strong. We got all 4 of our guys in it, and we're gonna go take it to them.
All right, Greg. Who do you need to thank before we let you go?
I got to thank all of our sponsors: Circle B Diecast, our primary here; Rowdy Energy, iRacing, iFlag, Buttkicker, Midwest Motor Customs. Thank the family and shout out to everybody that I know is watching. Grandpa Paul, I know you're there. I got to thank my wife, Sydney. She's been traveling today. So I've kind of been on daddy daycare duty all week. So being able to come in here and win tonight is such a relief and so much fun. To the rest of the family, I got to thank you guys. Tony, you do a fantastic job with these broadcasts. Everybody else at ESBN and SRM that helps us out with this. Yeah, I'm sure I'm forgetting people. I got to thank the teammates, Wing, Decker, Brandon Wilson. Those guys did a fantastic job tonight. I loved racing with them. So we'll take it. Thank everybody so much again. All the guys that raced tonight. It was fantastic racing, so much fun. I know I'm rambling. I'm just relieved to finally get this win and get that monkey off my back and go into the round of 16 kind of with a hot hand.
Well, Greg, go kiss that pretty wife of yours and thank her again for letting you race tonight. And we will see you next week at Daytona.
Absolutely, Tony. Thanks again, guys. We'll see you later.
So that was our race winner, Greg McConey. And joining me now is going to be the man that came up just a tick short, but all things considered, Michael Anthony, you can't be too disappointed with a podium finish here at Daytona.
I'm disappointed, man. I needed a win to get that playoff berth.
Oh, shoot, that's right. You were
I did
were close.
I was telling my teammates I did everything I feel like correctly to put myself in position to win. It just didn't work out. I watched the replay. I saw the wreck at the end. It looks like Greg got netcoded. He should have got taken out, but netcode actually worked to his favor for a change. So I'm glad Greg won. He deserved one. He's had a rough season, so I'm glad he got the win.
You haven't had that all things considered, you haven't had that bad of a season. Now, granted, by Michael Anthony standards, probably not, but
I've only raced 8 races.
I know, and you finished in the top 10 in all 8.
Yeah, I do this every season for Superspeedway. I don't know why I do it, but I ended up joining late and just making that cutoff line for the playoff race limit count, and I miss it, but it's all right. I had fun tonight.
Actually, you might have gotten in.
I don't think so. I think we're a good solid chunk behind there.
I'm doing some loose math right now. You weren't that far off coming into tonight.
Yeah, it wasn't too far off. I think we needed. I think Greg said I was 35 points back, and
You were
so that would
exactly.
mean we didn't. Yeah, we didn't get that many drivers tonight. So 35 points back, unless someone didn't start tonight. That made it.
There's a couple that didn't.
Yeah, we'll see. We'll see. But it is what it is. I'll be happy to help my teammates try and get this championship though for IES once the playoff starts. It's all fun to me, you know.
Well, that's the biggest key, Mike, and
Yes,
you know
sir.
that's the one thing. You know, we hear guys come in here all the time that are dejected because let's face it, superspeedway racing is probably one of the more difficult things to do well here in the iRacing servers. But you
Mhm.
guys put on an amazing show week in and week out. Yourself, the entirety of the Balls Out Racing team, you know, always a class act to deal with post race. But Mike, we go into next week at Daytona, and my loose math has you in by one.
Okay.
But
Well,
we're going
well,
to have to wait for the final confirmation on that one. But what are your thoughts going into next week under the lights at Daytona?
it's gonna be the same race, whether I made it or not. It's gonna be the same race for me. I'm gonna hang out a little bit, let the mayhem ensue, and then again, if I'm in it, obviously I'm going for a win, trying to make the next round. If not, I'm helping my teammates out. So
All right, Mike, who do you need to thank before we let you go?
balls out racing number one. My opinion, best team on iRacing. We all get along so well. We vibe so well. Great guys. Love chatting it up with them all the time. You guys for putting on the broadcast. We appreciate you guys. Jason, Greg putting on the league. Circle B Diecast, ROWDY Energy, iRacing, iFlag, Buttkicker, Midwest Motor Customs. Yeah, all those guys. We appreciate them putting this on.
All right, Michael Anthony, again, congratulations on the podium. Fingers crossed that my math was correct, and we will see you next week at Daytona.
Appreciate you. Have a good night.
And joining us now, if I can find him, and he's not here. Our third place finisher, Jimmy Green, not able to join us right now. But again, that points battle was so tight coming into tonight. We were just waiting on confirmation to see who was going to be where. Well, let's take a quick look at our finishing order after all that melee that happened. Greg McConey, Michael Anthony, Jimmy Green rounding out your podium finishers. Nick Wing able to hang on for fourth. Shane Posey in fifth. John LeBombard, best finish of the season for the 95. So good to see John finally getting a top 10. Josh Carver hanging on for seventh. Brad Mashburn, Connor Trafari, Logan Rhodes rounding out your top 10. Justin Clapper in his series debut finishing on the lead lap in 11th. Jason Papp, Chris Worrell, Brandon Wilson, not the finish he was hoping for, being scored as the last car on the lead lap. Ryan Decker in 15th, first car one or more laps down. Dusty Burkhart, Joe Gautier, James Lowe in 18th. 19th going to Dave Hoitzma. Jonathan Christian rounding out your top 20. Marcus Adams, Anthony Burleson driving the 16 for Bo Condon tonight, coming home in 22nd in his series debut. Adam McKinney, Brian Chu, Tim Henderson, and Richard Malagani rounding out those who started in 26. Ben White, tough break with connection issues after setting quick time in qualifying. Unfortunately, did not start. But that is going to do it for us here tonight from Talladega, and be sure to join us next week as we start the playoffs at Daytona under the lights, back in the trucks. In the meantime, ladies and gentlemen, this is Tony Trapassa reminding you that as you walk down the road of life this week, especially considering it's supposed to be a full moon on Sunday and an eclipse tomorrow, and today is Friday the 13th, as you walk down the road of life, don't pick up strangers, and whatever you do, don't play in traffic. Good night, everybody.